Now, the final question from Roberta here is, how do I add bracing to the roof trusses? Okay, well, there's two ways we can do it. One is by a representational line, and that literally is just going into detail lines, selecting a line, maybe hidden or something similar, and your bracing would kind of go from that point up to the center here, and then back down again to that point, something like that. Maybe move it over here a little bit here. And what we can do then is copy that and just offset it, whatever it might be, 40 mil here or something like that. Do that there again, and then pick all of those lines and mirror them across to the other side. Now, with a note accompanying saying that this is the bracing that is required for the trusses. Now that would probably suffice. To model this now is a different thing altogether. So I see if I can quickly do this for you. So here's a 3D view. I would need to take my roof, right click and hide in view element. Now to do this, what I need to do is I need to set a drawing plane, a reference plane to the underside of the trusses here. And I do that via architecture. Over in the work plane, set here, and I'm going to pick a plane, and look, I'm going to see if I can pick. Now, if I can pick, see the way I can pick the underside of the joist there, and that is the plane, that is the reference plane. And I'm going to show this, right? Now, let me just spin around here. There is the grid, okay, and I'm going to stretch that grid out. Never mind that it's a little bit off. The most important thing is that it is directly underneath the trusses. Now have a look at that, see that? Directly underneath the trusses. Now if that is my current drawing plane, then I can go into structure and into beam, and you can see that I've made a 38 by 38 piece of dimensioned lumber, and I'm going to pick a point to the underneath here. And again, what I've done is I've changed the grid on the reference plane to 200 squares, I think, something like that. And that allows me to snap onto the intersection of the squares there, and again over to the center part, and then from there back down to somewhere like, yeah, here, something like that. Now if I zoom around here and go underneath and turn off that reference plane, you can see there is my vertical bracing sitting nicely underneath there. And once I get those done, I can repeat the process on the other side, or you could even chance and mirror it and see if that will work for you. You'd want to have it pretty accurate to get the mirror correctly. What did I mean about the grid? Well, look, if you pick the grid, you can change the plan grid spacing here, and I've changed it to kind of a lower figure. You could do 100 or 150 or something like that. Just means that you can see the grid in here, but I can snap onto the intersection of those little grid lines, and that's the handy bit for me that allows me to draw that bracing for the trusses. Okay.